Francis just got this tire today, yesterday, and it's only gotten 33 kilometers before the first RV point. So we're gonna try and pick it up for the
Safe ride, bro.
Thanks, bro.
See you later.
The bike felt fantastically planted. Granted that the Street Triple itself is a great bike, but almost instantly that familiar Michelin profile was very apparent. And right here I was trying harder acceleration to see how it felt, but even then it still felt like moments of calmness despite the whirlpool of sudden inertia, which basically means the tires are very compliant and stable. This section of the video I'll show you footage of the first few turns, and then we'll jump to the town area where I tried some abrupt wiggling of the handlebar just to see how it reacts. Route. This is the last few turns as we are approaching the Imian, the waterfall. Some nice long sweeping turns here with a little bit of wet patches. I was still trying to gun it as much as I could, going into the turns, looking out for the wet patches, just trying to see how it felt on those wet patches, but it was sublime. As I was throttling out here, I was expecting this next left bend followed by the long right bend just before the waterfall. Was perfect. There was no shaking, there was no vibration, there was no slipping even on the white lines. The tire was super planted and grounded. And immediately after the waterfall, there is a few downhill slopes. Relatively high speed, I would say. Sometimes if you go too fast and then this next bend that you see, another car might come, that might give you a shock as well. And then you end up target fixating right here. But if you know what you're doing, you just carry it into the turn, you just feather the brakes and hold it in, just carry your speed right through. What you would expect the tire to do right here is to just kind of give you feedback on how the road is like. There are a lot of bumpy spots, uneven patches, undulations right here, and right after this is a tightening left turn as well, which I've seen catch many by surprise. So despite that, tires were fantastic. It kept holding its ground. There was no front chattering, basically just basically telling me that the tires are very compliant. as well. There could be debris on the ground or a pothole on the floor, and then we end up swerving left and right, just trying to avoid that. So during this slow speed swerving that I was trying, the bike was very responsive with minimal effort. If you want to compare it to the Power 5s or the Power GP, the first generation, this was much easier to do. Then here I tried it with higher speeds, just trying to swerve. Again, it just did exactly what I wanted it to do, with a little bit of room for error. It's not like the Pirelli street tires where it just kind of dives in. This requires you to do it with a little bit more thought, but still, it did exactly what I wanted it to do, and it was still very stable.
Experiencing was immediate on the go. There was extreme grip, and if we see here, the rubber compound is already super soft on the get-go, and temperatures are definitely there. It's definitely warm, so it's the tire that warms up quickly. So I was just taking it out for the first run, and even being a brand new tire, it was already very grippy on the road. I don't know if it's going to be okay in the wet, but overall it's pretty decent. So in terms of the profile as well, I feel it's just typical classic Michelin profile. It's stable, it's rounder, it's not as sharp as the Pirellis, but damn, when I was moving and when I was braking really hard and I was trying to swerving the bike around, trying to upset the bike, everything was perfect. Yeah, so I think in terms of the grip, in terms of the handling, it's still classic Michelin profile. Probably a little bit sharper than the Power 5s or the Power GP. I'm not sure, but immediately it just felt much better. Yeah, so I think the guys are coming already. Just get ready.
So as we approach the final stages of Uluyam, which is my personal favorite, let's take a look at some of the details on the Power GP2 on Michelin's website. So it says that they have 6 sizes available. It starts from the 120 size all the way up to the 255 at the back. So we're seeing 160, 180, 190, 190 50, 190 55, as well as the 255. So a wide array of sizes from your middleweights all the way up to your big boys. And the Power GP2 is also a 50-50 track and road tire. So if you're looking for a street tire that can do a little bit of track as well, I'm pretty sure it's more than capable as a track tire. The GP2 can be on your list of consideration. And as I was mentioning earlier as well, despite the dry roads with a little bit of wet patches along the Evian section, as I was gunning it, the tire was very grippy. It did not lose any grip. It did not feel iffy at all, even though I was going over the white lines. So that's what Michelin is calling out as enhanced dry grip. So they're claiming that it is an improvement over the Power GP. And what we saw on the tire when we compared the GP2 against the Power GP was that the side compound is actually wider than the Power GP. And for many of us, when we want to make a choice for a tire, right? Like our tires are worn out and now we're looking for a new set of tires, we always want to choose the best for ourselves. So myself included, right? The moment my tires are down to maybe 30 or 40%, and when the ride starts to get a little bit harder or a little bit harsher, we're always looking for the next option, and we always want the best option, right? So Michelin has been working with Dorna, right, to provide motorcycle tires for MotoGP ever since 2021, and since then, every new range that they have has always been a very significant step up. So the first thing that they actually brought to the table was actually the profile, the shape of the tire. It's a very compliant, very comfortable feeling. When I first got on the Power 5s, I realized I was turning. You know, the moment I looked at the turn, I was already going in. So it's definitely a tire that is very easy to handle. And since 2021, which is probably three to 4 years now that they're actively involved in MotoGP, a lot of these technologies have already been transferred onto these tires that they actually put out for the public. So if you're looking for the next tire and you want something that is good, you know, Michelin has already been in the game for at least 3 years. So you can have the confidence that they know what they're doing, and whatever they're putting out in the market is actually a good tire. There you have it. I hope you have found this first impressions video useful. If you have any questions, just drop it in the comment section below and I'll be happy to try and get them answered for you. Until the next video, if you are riding, stay safe, stay happy, and definitely like this video and subscribe to my channel for more first impressions videos. Till the next one, ride safe.